So the isekai genre is one of the most interesting genres because we all know what the popular isekai are, and we know what the trash ones are, and we know the ones that are like, okay, they're pretty decent. We even have some that they're a good watch, but we know they're bad. That's the one thing I like about the isekai genre is like it's so broad, even though a lot of it can be repetitive and they copy so much of the same stuff. But at the same time, the isekai genre is really good. But there's a lot of stuff that's bad about it. But in this video, let's talk about some underrated isekai because trust me, there are some isekai that are very underrated. I feel like more people should talk about because there are isekai that are like older that people haven't seen, or you want to consider isekai because not enough people don't talk about them because everybody always talks about the popular ones. Like whenever you go to some recommendations or any type of thing, it's always the popular ones. Like no offense to like the popular ones, it's like yeah, those are good, but there's like some underrated ones that are good too. But let's get into it because I want to talk about some underrated isekai. Some of these I'll tell you they're either they're really good or they're just like a okay watch that you could watch. It depends because most people, if you're into isekai, you've probably seen all these. But if you're not like super into isekai or you're new to isekai, then you probably haven't seen these. But if you actually mess with isekai a lot, then you're probably seen all these. Two of these on here are kind of two I'm thinking are like, are they really underrated or are they just like two I feel like are underrated? So let's get into it. Now, the first one I want to talk about is the 12 Kingdoms. Now, this is like a OG isekai because this literally came out before isekai was really a thing. And like it's one of those because there are a few like that, like old ones. But this one's really good. It has 45 episodes. You can watch it on Crunchyroll. It has sub and dub. So you can have that, or you can always go to any, pirate site you want to go to. If you want to be a pirate, you can do that too. But it is on Crunchyroll though. But let's get into kind of what it's about. So it's basically about the main character named Yuko. She has red hair. She always feels like she hasn't fit in. And then one day this random man comes in like claiming he's like, yo, you need to be the king or queen, whatever, of our kingdom. And like he's like claiming all that, and she's like, bro, what are you talking about? And then like while he's there, he's getting chased by like the enemies. And then basically her and her classmates basically get caught up in the thing, and they basically get transported to the whole nother world, and they have to basically fend for themselves. Like I said, it's 45 episodes. It's pretty good. Like I said, it's an oldie. I don't remember when this came out. It might have been like early 2000s or 90s. I can't remember exactly. But it's not that bad. 12 Kingdoms is pretty decent. Like I said, it's one of these OG isekais that was isekai before isekai became like even a term. So it's one of those, and like it's really good. I enjoyed it for the most part. Like I said, it's 45 episodes. It's a good ride. Now the next one to talk about is Drifters. Now this one has 12 episodes. You have to watch this on a pirate anime site. This has sub and dub too. And fun fact, this used to be on Crunchyroll and Funimation and I think Hulu too, but now you have to basically pirate it. That's the only way you can like watch this. But I mean, Drifter isn't that bad because it follows this guy, like he basically got transported to like this whole new like type of world, and they're basically sent here to basically fight each other and fight like these like enemies called the End. It's pretty good. Like I said, if you like action and all that and something that's different and unique than like other isekai, you're like this one because I think it takes people from different timelines and all. They have to fight these things called the End. It's really good, but like I said, you do got to go pirate, but I mean most people pirate anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Like I said, 12 episodes has sub dub. Majority of these on here I'm pretty sure have all sub and dub. There's only one that might not have dub. All right, let's get to the next one. Now, the next one I want to talk about is, didn't I say make my abilities average in my next life? This has 12 episodes on Crunchyroll. It has sub and dub. It basically follows the main character Adele. She basically gets hit by a truck when she tries to save a girl, so she gets reincarnated in this world, and the god like tells her he wants to be like, oh, I want to reincarnate you and like basically give you something broken ability. And she's like, nah, just make me average. And what the god ends up making her average of is like she's like half the strength of like the strongest being in the world, and that's like some type of dragon. So basically she's still broken. And this was not that bad. You just follow her as she learns that, oh yeah, she is broken when she goes to the academy, and like they get into little stuff. I know this is one that may either you're gonna like this one a lot or you're gonna think it's okay. I don't think people are gonna call this one trash. I mean, this one wasn't that bad to me. It was pretty decent. Like I said, it's okay. I low-key want to read the light novels one day, but probably not. But let's get to the next one. Now the next one is one that either you're gonna love or hate, and it's High School Prodigies Have It Easy Even in Another World. This has 12 episodes. It's on Crunchyroll. Has sub dub. Now the thing about this one really is, like I said, you're gonna like it or you're not gonna like it. So it basically follows 6 students that are like basically prodigies in their world. Like one's a doctor, one's an engineer, one's like basically the leader of Japan, whatever. I forgot exactly what you call that. Supreme. What is that like I forgot. I don't really care. You have one that's like entrepreneurs making a whole bunch of money. One's like a journalist slash ninja that gets all the scoops and all that. It's not that bad, but I know some people didn't like it exactly. They basically gonna get transported there, and they get transported in their like plane, their super high tech plane that they're in, and they get transported to this one little area. They're going to help the area grow, and then even go to a kingdom, protect that, and they're going to use like all the technology they have to go against like all the crazy magic that is in this world, because they are going to go to war, and there's this like dictator that has like crazy magic, and they're going to use their technology. So basically, you could think science versus magic in a way. And like you follow these four prodigies that basically super smart and all that. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was that bad. I know some people didn't like this, but in my opinion, it wasn't that bad of an isekai. Like, it was pretty decent. Like I said, it was interesting. It was unique in a way because, I mean, you get 6 people transported, and they're transported with their actual technology, different than like somebody with a smartphone, but actual technology they have through that ship, and they try and like bring it to that world. So it wasn't that bad, but I know some people were either hit or miss on this one. Now the next one we'll talk about is Problem Children Are Coming from Another World. This has 11 episodes. This is on Crunchyroll. This only has sub. Sadly, this only has sub because it doesn't have dub, because this came out like a minute ago. This is like one of the like early isekais, like 2011. Now basically, this is the anime that No Game No Life deadass like copied. If you've ever seen No Game No Life, this one is basically like that in a way, because you have literally 3 teenagers that get transported through this world, and like they're prodigies that play in like basically with their powers and stuff like that. And like this is like I said, there's a slight line difference between this and No Game No Life, but the premise of this basically it's copied by No Game No Life if you actually compare them, because like I said, you have 3 kids that are transported here, but they have like some type of powers they've always had, and they just use these powers, and they have to join a community, and like they basically play games, and like some of the games turn into fights and all this other stuff like that. That's why I said this and No Game Life are kind of like 1A 1B, because like if you actually look at some of the details, No Game No Life kind of copies Problem Children, but No Game No Life stands out a little bit differently. I mean, No Game No Life is fire, but Problem Children isn't that bad. Like I said, it's only 11 episodes, sadly. It most definitely needs more. I don't know why this doesn't have more, because it needs it. Alright, the next one to talk about is Ascension of a Bookworm. There's 3 seasons. It's on Crunchyroll. There's season 1 and 2 have a sub and dub. And it literally has like 30 episodes right now, but it's ongoing because season 3 is literally airing right now. When I talk about a masterpiece isekai that's very like, I was not expecting this anime to be as good as it is, especially if you're binging this. It's better than like watching it as it's going on, because I tell you this, at times season 1 can get boring and you'll be like, what am I watching? But then as you get on, you learn more about the series. You're like, oh yeah, it's good, because like this is a really good isekai. Like it makes no sense why Ascension of a Bookworm is as good as it is, because like it's really good. But let's get into it. So what happens is you have a girl that's in high school. She basically dies. And when she's not, it's a grown woman, my bad. You have a girl that's a grown woman, and like she's always liked books and all that, and then she ends up dying, and then she gets reincarnated in this world. But the way she gets reincarnated is she basically gets reincarnated in somebody else's body, because the person's body she was getting reincarnated in was already dying, that basically died, so she takes over her body in a way. I know that's a very wild thing, because you don't see that a lot in isekai. And throughout the whole show, one thing she wants to do is read books. So she's gonna find different ways that she can read books, and she's gonna start inventing stuff. And like as we pick up the season 3, just know her coming up with all these different ideas is finally catching up to her, and like it gets good. I don't want to spoil too much. That's as much spoiler I'll give you, because I don't want to go too much into it, because Ascension of Bookworm is really good. Like I said, at first it starts off really slow, but then it starts to pick up, and you're like, oh shit, when did this become this good? Like it's one of those shows. Like the first few episodes you'd be like, oh, what am I watching? This kind of slow, but then like I said, it starts picking up, and you're like, oh, this is really good. Next one is My Next Life as a Villainess. All Routes Lead to Doom. This has 25 episodes, and it has 2 seasons. It's on Crunchyroll. I think this has a dub. I think season 1 has a dub. Season 2 might, but I'm not positive. But this one's really good. It follows a girl that basically she's played this game, and she's played the games a lot. She ends up dying, whatever, and she gets transported into a game, and like she knows the routes of this game. She gets transported into like as the villain of the game, and basically what she's trying to do is lead to like a happy ending. That's like that way she doesn't get kicked out, because she knows how the game ends. And what turns out is like it ends up being way totally different than she envisions, and it turns out like almost everybody really likes her and other type of stuff. This one's a really good one. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it has 2 seasons. I'm pretty sure this is going to season 3 sometime in the future, maybe if it gets announced, but I actually like this one. Villainous is like a really good isekai. This would probably be like in like a really good, like if we did a tier list, it would be up there, like probably A if we did a tier list. But yeah, Villainous is fire. If you've not seen that one, please watch it. This is one of the ones on this list I'll tell you to watch, because like it's amazing. Now next one is Outbreak Company. This has 12 episodes. This is on High Dive, and it has sub and dub. Now, Outbreak Company is a very unique isekai, because what happens is you have this contest that's going on. This guy that likes anime applies for it, and like it's a government contest. and then he gets accepted, and then when he gets accepted, he learns that, oh, there's another world, and when he gets sent to that another world, because there's a portal that they can go in between, and when he's sent there, he's basically supposed to teach them about anime and stuff like that, because they're trying to get the people from the other world that basically Japan can like kind of quote unquote take over them in a way, like basically just colonize them in a way, and that's why they're teaching them Japanese and stuff like that. And like I said, it's really unique because you don't really see stuff like that, and like there's not really that much action here. It's more like a slice of life with them learning stuff. There's a little bit of action at certain times, but it's not something like crazy over the top. You have a few things that, because you have different sides that are opposing each other, because you have the Japanese government that are trying to do sneaky stuff, and the people from that world, some of the ones that don't want them to learn about anime, are kind of doing stuff too. So it's not that bad. I actually enjoy this one a lot. Now, the last one to talk about is Dog Days. Now, this has 3 seasons, 38 episodes, and you most definitely have to pirate this. This used to be on Crunchyroll, because I literally watched this on Crunchyroll like a few years ago. I watched it on Crunchyroll, and now it's gone. I didn't even know it was going to be gone. Now, this one is a very unique isekai in a way, because this is another early isekai. Like, I think this is like early 2010s or late 2000s. Now, this one basically follows there's 2 different like leader kingdoms that are in this world, and like one is like a race of dog people and a race of cat people. You know, they basically have cat ears, dog ears, they look like humans, stuff like that, whatever. And you're gonna have the cat people. They're gonna basically summon a hero. His name's like Izumi, whatever, and he's gonna be there trying to help them like win the war. And the way they fight wars in this is by doing sport competitions, and that's like, it's kind of funny. There's also some pretty interesting characters in here, I'll just say that. And what also is going to happen is you're going to have 2 other heroes that are transported. One's going to be the main character's cousin, another one's going to be like a girl that likes him, that's his friends, and they're all friends. And eventually this turns into just them like eventually doing sports competitions against each other, stuff like that. It's a pretty unique isekai in my opinion. It's pretty decent. Like I said, it has 3 seasons. It's not that bad in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what isekai you think are underrated. And let me know if you're going to watch any of these. Let me know if you've seen any of these. Like I said, some of these, if you're really into isekai, you've probably seen all of these. And maybe the only one I feel like maybe people haven't seen is like the 12 Kingdoms. Because like I said, that's an early isekai. And people might not think it's one, but it is one. But yeah, let me know in the comments which ones you're going to watch, which ones you have watched. Let me know what underrated isekai you think there are. And let me know if you think any of these are actually underrated. You think like some of these are actually really popular. Like I said, Villainess and Ascension of Bookworm, in my opinion, are probably like super popular. But I want more people to watch those ones. Let me know if you think any of the ones on this list were like bad isekai or you did not like them. Just let me know. If you're new, why not subscribe? If you enjoyed, why not subscribe? If you enjoyed the video, why not like? If you didn't, you could dislike, subscribe if you really enjoyed. And yeah, just let me know in the comments below which ones you thought were underrated or what are some isekai you think are underrated. But thank you for watching. I'll see you next video. Bye!